The Pajama Momma. The adventures of a mompreneur making money online in her PJs. This show is for moms and dads who want to create a successful online biz that will allow them to fire their boss and hire their kids. Ilan Bomani has had numerous successes in various online businesses where she's been a 6 to 7 figure earner. She has appeared in the Louise Hay movie, National Enquirer, Huffington Post, Essence, Jet, Black Enterprise Magazine, The Talk TV show, and even got a phone call from Oprah. And now, here's your host, Ilan Bomani.
I'm a TV show where we help typical moms and dads fire their boss and hire their kids. And on our show today, we have David Dekel, who has a phenomenal product in regards to email marketing. But first, like I asked all the moms and dads out there, they're dadpreneurs just like you. What made you decide to become a dadpreneur, David? What made you get into this industry?
Well, actually, I was, it's a funny story, but I was actually forced into it because I was working for a very large telecom company for 8 years, and back in December 2012, something happened in my personal life that I wanted to take some time off during the holiday season, and I went into my manager's office and I said, hey, can I have some time off? So my kid just turned 1 a few months before, my birthday was in the end of the month, and plus it was Christmas. So I figured, you know what, maybe I'll ask for some time off and see kind of what happens. And before I even get a chance to leave the office, because I thought, maybe the guy will say, well, let me think about it or something like that. He just immediately had a response, and he said, look, we got a huge quota to meet. If I give you any time off, everybody else is going to want time off. So no, the answer is I can't really do that. So I said, okay, no problem. Sometimes you ask for stuff, you get what you want, or you don't. That's okay. And what ended up happening that month, though, is instead of working my usual 8 to 9 hours that I usually put in, I ended up working 14, 15 hours in most of the days that month because we had such a huge quota to meet. Wow. And I was thinking, you know what? We met the quota in the end of the month. The check is going to come in. Everything is going to be cool, right? Right. Well, the check came in, and the guy that delivers the checks gave everybody their envelope, and he hands me over mine. And I open it up, and I take the check out, and I'm looking at it. It's like moment of silence. It's like the same exact amount as I earn every other month with this company, and I was like, wow, there has to be some mistake. This just doesn't look right. So I call head office, and I'm like, what's going on? I put in probably around 150% this month, and they were like, no, you don't understand. You're not an hourly employee. You're a salaried employee. Oh, wow. So those hours, they don't really count. And I was like, if I knew that before I actually put in that time, I would have never stayed here a minute beyond what I'm supposed to be here, right? I would have just taken off and forget your quota. I don't care about that stuff, Right. So from that moment onwards, it was one of those moments that makes you realize that you're just a serial number in some database. That's basically it. And it just felt wrong to work there from that point on. But I didn't quit. I just continued kind of working. But that was the point in time where I started looking into potentially getting into my own kind of business and doing my own kind of thing. So one thing led to another. About 7 months later, I'm still trying all kinds of things online. And nothing really worked. I got very little results, if any, with everything that I tried. And in July of that year, 2013, I drive into the office just like I do every morning. And I arrived to the parking lot, and there's a white SUV outside, which I knew who the car belonged to, but what was weird about it was that car was there at the time that I arrived, which was weird because that car is never there when I arrived. So I was like, okay, so I go into the office, and the person that owns the car, which I know very well, comes in right behind me, and I sit down, and he stands right in front of me, and he's holding this white envelope in his hand, and he basically slides it over, and he says, good morning, David, and I said, good morning. And he's like, look, we were optimizing the budget last night, and I'm sorry to tell you, but we're going to have to let you go. So, wow. And that's what basically when I lost my job. And one thing, I mean, when that happened, it was like, it was pretty much the end of the world for me. That's how it felt anyways. Yes. Because I had rent to pay, diapers to buy, food to put on the table, and I had no income to provide any of that stuff. When I looked at my financials, actually, I was over $40,000 in debt between credit cards and lines of credit and things. I mean, when you have a job, you don't pay attention to those things. You just pay the minimum balance and kind of move on with your life. But when the income just stops completely and you got nothing coming in, you kind of take a look at what's going on, and it was just, things got very serious very, very quickly. It wasn't about trying different methods at that point. It was just about, okay, what works? What really works? Let's just get to the bottom of it. And that's essentially how everything kind of started. 3 months later, about 4 months later, I finally discovered that, okay, I need to be doing certain things in my business to actually make it work. I hired a mentor. And in January of 2014, that's when my business actually got, started. And within 3 months, I built a list of 12,000 subscribers.
Wow.
Within, by April, I already brought in over $43,000 in my business. And it was just amazing from that point onwards.
Right.
And that's kind of how it all got started. And today, I mean, I've built a multiple six-figure business. And a lot of what we're going to be talking about today is what was the point that changed it all for me, because I was kind of doing, even though in 2014 things changed like drastically for me, where I was actually starting to generate results, there was one thing that I changed later on that made even more of an impact to what I was doing, and that's essentially what we're going to be talking about today.
Well, I'm glad. I'm really glad, because people want to know that secret, because people are in a lot of people are in the same predicament as yourself. A lot of people think they have a safe and secure job, and you and I know at any moment you're in the business of helping your boss and the company get rich, not you get rich. So pretty much you're at their disposal. So there's no safety security there. So everyone should have, even if they have a side hustle or something on the side, just in case, a plan B or C in place. So we can't wait for you to share that information. But I got one last question. What would you say, having been on both ends of the coin, what have been the pros and cons of being a stay-at-home dad, a dadpreneur?
Oh, it's like, there's nothing to even compare. It's like, I'll give you an example. It's like, I know it's probably not the best one, but in the morning, there's no rush. There's just no rush. It's like, you wake up, the baby's right next to me. My daughter will just kind of take our time, eat a muffin, like just take our time. Where before it was like, go, like we got to get to work. I got to do this. It's just like, it's a totally different lifestyle. I mean, we went on, I've been in 5 different vacations in 10 months. Not all of them were with the baby, but it's just, you want to go on a vacation, just go, no problem. She had a situation where in the, not kindergarten, but in the school that they're in, JKSK, I don't know what they call it, but the kids' school, basically, there was a lice problem that happened, and, we had to kind of go and take off time, and you see, like, the parents were arriving as they told the kid, that the kids have the lice. Wow. Mine had one too, which I was, like, surprised, like, how come she had it, but she did. Wow. So it wasn't a big deal, we just took off, 3 hours spent there, they were cleaning it all up, and it was fine, The next day she stayed at home, where all the other parents, I can see them, like, scrambling. It's like everybody's on the phone, trying to explain what's going on. It's a different lifestyle. It's just one of those things where you don't have to report to anyone. At the same time, you have to have some responsibility where, you're your own boss now, and that could be the best thing ever, or it could also be the worst thing ever, because if you just give yourself all the slack in the world, it's just not going to go anywhere. So you have to be serious. You have to take it seriously. And even though back when I got fired, it just seemed like the worst thing that could possibly happen, now looking back at it, it was the best thing that ever happened.
Yes.
It's because if it wasn't for that, I would still be, talking to people about cell phones today, which I have no interest in doing because it's completely useless information.
Right, yeah. And that's what people want to really hear, because a lot of people are holding on, to the job because they think it's security. But I think that if they can segue in, did you segue into? You were kind of like pushed into.
I had to. I had no choice.
Scenario.
One of the considerations that I had, as I got that white envelope and I was literally packing my bag and leaving, my head was like racing with a million thoughts. Right. But one of the things that was very clear, even at that point of like almost panic, one thing that was very clear is I don't want to do this again. I don't want to give someone another 8.5 years of my life where, some budget is going to get optimized and then I'm out the door again. Like, I just did not want to do that. And I just made a vow to myself. I was like, look, you got to figure this out. I'm going to figure this out no matter what. And I had to go and borrow money from the bank and get into even more debt to kind of hire a mentor and do all these things. But it worked out. It was a huge gamble, but it worked out. Yeah, you just sometimes you have to take those risks, right, to kind of make things happen.
Definitely. Now, what advice would you give a typical dadpreneur? Because it's more of a woman's thing to work at home, etc. Most men, aren't doing that type of transition. And what advice would you have to give men that are kind of interested in making their way and becoming dadpreneurs?
Well, here's the thing. You got to look at your life right now, and you got to say, okay, is this what I want to do for the rest of my life? Like, are you happy with where things are at? And if you're not, don't wait for. I mean, as sad as it is, I mean, you hear it in this industry a lot where people start and then it doesn't go anywhere and they just quit.
Yes.
And a lot of the people that have like major kind of tragedies in their life, those are the ones who actually make it. Well, there's a reason for that. And I was one of those people, and now I know what it is. I mean, from the point that I discovered internet marketing, I was only interested in it. And that's one level of kind of desire and having the push to kind of do something. But when I got fired, it wasn't about interest anymore. It was about, I have to do this. So it was about level of seriousness. Like, you got to look at your life right now and you got to say, okay, am I happy doing this? Do you want to have have some kids and then before you know it, they're 18, they're living somewhere else and it's like nothing is going on. Me and my daughter go to the mall almost every day. We have our own routine. She buys a little ice cream. We buy like some nuggets. We kind of go here, go there. And we just spend a lot of time together. And it's cool. It's really cool. Look, we have all of, Saturday together. We go out. We buy. I'm on a Jenny Craig diet right now. And I'm trying to lose some weight. Okay. So she eats all my muffins. But so we go there and we just kind of hang out. We go to Toys R Us. We pick up some toys, like, one toy a week. Even though the money's not really a problem anymore, but you still want to keep a lid on it, so there's not that spoiling thing going on. So we always get like one toy a week, and it's just freedom. It's really genuinely freedom. It really, I mean, you hear it, it's so much a cliche. It's like, would you like freedom? Would you like this? Well, it really is. Like, it really comes down to freedom. That's really what it is. It's like, if I don't want to work today, I literally close the laptop and I'm done.
Right.
I don't have anybody to report to. I don't have to explain myself to anyone. And that's really what it comes down to. And the only way you can do that is by having your business structured the right way. There's a lot of different things that are happening online, but you don't want to get another job online where you have to be tied to the computer. And
that's true.
Like, I see a lot of these, again, I'm not knocking because I know a lot of people are doing this successfully, but these stock guys, the Forex guys, whatever, you have to like really analyze like what's going on. It's like one split of a second. If you go into the bathroom and you come back, it's like, everything, the market is totally different,
Right.
So you gotta, for me, it wasn't about trying to get into a business like that. I wanted something where I can build an asset. It's all about assets. Everything you do, everything I do in my business, when I write an email, I don't just send it out as a broadcast and forget about it. If it's a good email, if it got good responses, I take that and I add that to my follow-up list because now that's an asset. When you create a product, that's an asset. When you do different things, like, it depends what the market wants as well. But you got to look at it as assets. And the more you add to that asset, the bigger your income grows.
Awesome. So now you got everybody really excited, including me. We want to know the secret formula that you use with still list building formula. We want to know how that came about that got you to that big 6-figure status.
Right. So here's the thing with the stealth list building formula. One of the things that you have to understand with online marketing is it's almost like everything works, but to a degree. Like, as an example, if somebody teaches you how to build a list, that would work, definitely would work, but to a degree. If you want to really maximize your results, there's little things that you need to, and it's really data that you need to understand what's kind of happening. So let me give you an example. If you're in a room and you have, let's say, you sell hamburgers or something, would you think, what kind of information would you like to have? Would you like to just know how many people are in the room and get as many people there as possible, or would you like to know how many people in the room are actually interested in hamburgers, so you can just approach those folks?
Exactly.
See, there's a huge difference. I mean, it's a lot of the way traditional list building is taught, and again, it works. I'm not saying it doesn't. Don't misinterpret what I'm saying. Definitely, if you're building a list, continue doing that. But what stealth list building formula does, and what it's all about, is it's essentially almost like 20 minutes of work that you do one time, and from there onwards, everything is kind of done for you. And it gives you the kind of data, it gives you the kind of insight, it gives you the kind of information, it gives you the kind of real focused kind of pinpoint precision kind of information that you need in order to promote more effectively. Like as an example, I know it was weird, but when I first got started, it's like I got as many people on my list as I possibly could.
Right.
But what I noticed was sometimes I'd send out a promotion and it would do phenomenal. Like I would be like, wow, that's a lot of money, like from just one promotion. And then I would send out another promotion and it would completely flop. And I was like, why is that? You know, what's going on? Is it like, have I written the email wrong? What's kind of happening? So the idea that I got for that is like, how can I find out more about what my subscribers want? How can I find out who they are, what they want, where are they now as far as in their business and stuff? What would help them the most? What are they struggling with right now? And when I know all this information, how hard do you think it is to find out stuff that actually matches what they need? If I know, and one thing I discovered, like one experiment that I've ran, I noticed that 80% of the people said, I don't have a website. Now, if I didn't know that, and I'm sending them a promotion about a WordPress plugin, how effective do you think that promotion will go? If somebody doesn't even have a site.
Right.
It's going to flop completely. It's not going to go anywhere. On the contrary, if I know that information and I send them something about set up your first website, do you see the difference here?
Yes, exactly.
So what I've done is I've taken that to the extreme. I base my entire business on this kind of data, meaning that I don't guess anymore. Like whenever I create a product, that's not because I got the idea to create a product. That's because the market told me that that's what they want.
That's what they want.
You see what I mean?
Yes, I do.
So this will enable, and by the way, this doesn't only work in internet marketing. This works if you're selling diet products. Like, do you think it would be important to know how much weight does the person want to lose? What have they tried so far?
Right.
You know, are they a male or a female? Are they, like, you see what? There's a million kind of things that you would need to know, and this would help you extract that information, and it goes totally under the radar. In fact, if you use this correctly, I'm going to go on a limb here and say you'd pretty much be able to destroy any barriers you've ever had online when it comes to this stuff, because you would have more data than most marketers out there, because everybody's too busy collecting emails where you just know exactly, okay, it's almost like taking an order. It's like, would you like a pepperoni pizza with anchovy on it? Okay, no problem. There it is, you know, done. And I personally guide you by the hand inside the training on exactly how to do this. Like literally everything is shown step by step, and it's not even that long. It's not like a 3-week, you know, training or anything. You could be done in like an hour. You actually went through it, right?
Right, exactly. It was about an hour. Exactly.
And it's really never before seen information. I don't think anybody's doing this in the market right now.
No,
and I wanted to really kind of give this to people so they can start using this in their business and get it to a point where it's actually, you can make intelligent promotions. You can send people intelligent kind of, by intelligent I don't mean like sophisticated emails or anything like that. What I mean is like give the people what they want. You know, if I'm in a restaurant and if I know the next client likes blueberry muffins and pepperoni pizza, and I approach the table and I say, by the way, we got really good pepperoni pizza and blueberry muffins, the person's going to sit there, perk their ears and be like, I would like two, you know, or whatever. You know, they'll really pay attention to what you're doing. And that's essentially what Selfless Building Formula is all about.
And what I like about it is because, like I mentioned, you know, several other people do business who they know, like, and trust. And by asking them questions, you know, and things of that nature, then and they're going to want to do business with you and repeat business because you're catering to their needs.
Right.
You know, which is really important. But so tell me now, with that in mind, is this newbie friendly? Because that's the main thing people want to know. Is it for brand new people who don't have a list, don't know how to build a list, never built a list?
In fact, if you've never built a list, you're in the perfect position to build this, because to use this, because you'd be building a list and you'd have the exact intelligence that you need in order to communicate with them in the best kind of way possible. Like you'll get the data that you need in order to look at that and say, okay, I know that 80% or 90% or 50% of the people on this list want this. Now, give it to them. You know, how do you fulfill that? Whether it's your own product, whether it's an affiliate offer, whether it's something you're going to create in the future, whether it's a product you already have from before. depends, different things that you could give them, whether it's a recommendation to something else altogether, whether it's a webinar you want to do to help them with that. You see what I mean? Like once you have that data, you're not guessing anymore, essentially. Like everything is right there.
That's true. That's true. It's like a crapshoot otherwise.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's real targeted. So tell us about, what else comes with the product, the opportunity as far as that is concerned. Are there any upsells with this particular product?
Yeah, we have 3 one-time offers that are a part of the funnel that are highly relevant to what the product does. So the first one is a case study of how I built, using this method, a 45,000 subscriber list in just 4 months.
In 4 months, 45,000. That's like 10,000, about 12,000 a month.
Yeah,
wow.
Actually, at this point, back when I created it, it was 45. Now it's more like 60.
Wow.
But that was like a month ago. Yes. But anyway, I show you like the results, what
step
the people
by step.
Everything, everything is revealed. I show you like everything is right there. On top of that, there are also the templates included for the exact form that I use, the exact page that I used, everything. Like you get to see all of that stuff, and not just in the internet marketing niche. You'll also get to get templates if you're in the diet niche or in I'm not in those niches myself, but I've included that for people to kind of use. And plus, there's a whole bunch of other add-ons that you can use as part of that. The next one-time offer is traffic related. It's all about, if you don't know how to get traffic right now, there's I literally show you in 20 minutes per day how you can literally just get as many clicks as you possibly can, as many targeted visitors as you possibly can. And not only that, but I even include in there my personal, my personal dossier of like the top 10 traffic providers that I use on a daily basis in my business that you can get clicks from if you're in the internet marketing niche. And that's the second one-time offer. The last one-time offer is an automation software that basically will transfer the data that you get, instead of just getting it in the report format, into the autoresponder itself that you're building your list with. And essentially what you'll be able to do with that is you'll be able to feed the information back to the people that are subscribing on your list, and you can send them back the answers that they kind of provided to you, the information that they provided to you. So every email looks like you literally hand wrote it to them specifically. Wow. Which is like,
now, did you create that software, David?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
I've created it. Actually, I've been using this for over 8 months, like very low underground kind of thing. But then I decided, this is just too good to just keep, a secret, because I see so many people are like struggling with this stuff, and everybody's complaining open rates are down and this and that. Open rates are not down. You just don't know what you're doing. It's like you really need to know. If somebody sends you an email that you're interested in, you'd open it every time, or at least most of the time.
That's true. No, I agree. And I want to ask. I'm gonna be a devil's advocate right now.
Sure.
David, why are you being so generous? Why aren't you just keeping all this information to yourself? What's the catch?
Well, here's the thing. I'm actually developing. I'm not even, to kind of take this even further.
Okay.
I'm not even making any money from selling this, just to let you know.
Okay.
So not only am I being generous by releasing the information, but I'm also not making any money from sending it, because I'm giving it 100% to the affiliates. The reason I'm doing that is because, number one, I want to get this information out there so people get to know, and me personally, I can reach as many people as I can. Now, on top of that, I have other different things that people might like to know about. Right. Have a whole ecosystem that's called the 6-Figure Secrets, that in there you can learn about all kinds of different things. And if I helped you with one thing, maybe you'd like some other stuff too. So it's almost like, here's your burger, would you like fries with it, kind of thing.
Exactly.
Right? So I want people, first of all, to, let me be clear about it. You do not need anything else except this product. Like, it's a standalone product. You do not need any of the one-time offers, but it's highly related to that. It will help you in addition to what you got, but they're not required. Even if you just get the self-list building formula, you'd have all the information you need to make a big shift in your business if you implement it in the whatever 1 hour that I show you everything. But beyond that, get to know me, because I have a lot of really cool stuff coming up. We're developing a lot of software right now, and there's a lot of cool stuff coming that I want to be able to have a reach the people that are actually in my ecosystem, in my list, the people that I can help the most. And that's basically it. That's the reason.
Awesome, awesome. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to recap here and tell you about David's product. It's called Stealth List Building Formula. In addition to the fact that, you know, he's built his own personal six-figure business, he's going to literally take you step by step via videos and the software to help you create an automated system to duplicate and copy. I always say that if you want to become a millionaire, if you want to become an internet marketing superstar, just be coachable and copycat. It's really that simple. So with that in mind, David, thanks so much for being on our show today. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have it on the blog. We're going to have it on Facebook. Click that little link that's going to be available to you. It's going to take you to the promised land. So don't wait for your boss to fire you.
Just like he did me. Yeah.
We're going to make it a lot easier so you can smooth move, transition from your employment and live an awesome life like David. Hey, David, thanks so much for being on our show today. We will see you at the top, over the top, and more importantly, we will see you at the bank, David. Bye-bye for now.
Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.